Hello everyone, it's Hayley and today I'm going to be taking you on my journey to postgrad and telling you all about our recent Postgraduate Open event. Now for the next step in my postgraduate journey, I went along to the Postgraduate Open event on the 6th of March. A misconception I had about it, just based on my experience of other open days, was that it was going to be probably quite time consuming and a bit here, there and everywhere, but honestly it's not like that. It's not scary at all. If you're like me and sometimes you feel a bit nervous about going to these things and talking to people, honestly this is not like that. It's all in a very contained environment, so everything that you need is like sort of right next to each other, because obviously with postgraduate you only really need to learn very specific things. So you need to learn about your course, which is really easy because there's just subject drop-ins all the way around the event, so you can go up to the relevant school and talk to the members of staff that are there. If your course leader is not actually there, then they can put you in touch with them and make sure that you do get the information you need somehow, which is what happened for me because my course leader wasn't there. But as I'd already spoken to mine, I didn't need to worry about that so much, but if I'd needed it, the support was definitely there. So as well as the subject drop-ins, there are loads and loads of support services available at the event just for you to go and talk to in your own time and find out exactly what you need to know. So one section of the event has an advice lounge where they have things like the money doctors if you need any help with financial things, and lots of other support services that are very specific to individuals. So if they're the kind of things that you don't really want to speak about in public and you just want a one-on-one with somebody, then there is definitely someone there for you. Now although the event runs for 3 hours altogether, they have a series of talks throughout the event that you can drop into and you can do in any order you want, and they are repeated throughout the night. So the first one obviously is the Intro to Postgraduate talk, which is a very informative talk and also kind of encourages you to feel like it's a good decision, because in my experience there is a little bit of stigma around doing a master's, especially if, like me, you're doing it straight after you finish your undergraduate degree. And I think it is important to remember that this is your decision and that you know what's right for you, and if you want to be ambitious and do it, then just do it. And honestly, the event has made me feel very ambitious and very excited for what's ahead. But one of the most important things I think people go to these events for, and specifically what I went to learn about, was the finance options at postgraduate. Because actually I didn't know this, but it was only in 2016 that the loan scheme for postgraduate degrees was revisited. So now it's actually a very, very similar system to your undergraduate loan. And that was such an important thing for me to learn, because I was so worried about finance and I'd heard all these rumours that you had to fund it yourself and then, or you'd have to borrow from banks and things like that. But it's not. Like, you can now do it through student finance the same way you did your undergraduate. There is differences for England, Scotland and Wales, and you have to do them separately, but that's the same for undergraduate anyway. So that system is exactly the same. And obviously the repayment side of it I was interested in, and it was quite interesting to learn that you don't pay back your postgraduate loan at the same time as your undergraduate loan unless you've earned over £25,000 a year. So it's not exactly something that's unaffordable for the majority of people. You only pay back when you can afford it, and I think that is very important to know. So after learning all that and clearing up a few of my concerns, I was also interested to find out that if you are alumni of Staffordshire University, you get a discount on your course fees. So there are obviously terms with this, and it only applies in certain circumstances, but for me, I will be getting 25% discount for being an alumni, and this is standard for anybody who goes on to a postgraduate course within 2 years of finishing their undergraduate course. So if you don't want to go straight into it like I am, then you can still be entitled to that discount, and then as the years go on the discount will decrease. But if you want to find out more about that, I will leave a link in the description to find out more about postgraduate funding. So although I went to the event to find out more about my own course and my own situation, I did speak to a few people to find out why they'd gone, what courses they wanted to study, and whether they'd also found out all that necessary information that I did.
For me, it's the 3D art, I think, through 3D games design, because whenever I've created I guess, characters in the past kind of feel godlike.
Yeah.
So I think I want to expand on that, and then being able to teach that to other students and everything, giving them an experience that I never had.
It's been really informative. The tutor has been very helpful, giving us a lot of information. We went to the finance doctor as well and went to one of his talks, and he was really good at helping us understand the finance options that are out there as well.
Came for a doctorate in health psychology, stage 2. I actually live in London, and I've heard that the postgrad in your university is really amazing, and it's one of the best. And well, from speaking to one of the ladies, it's the first university that's actually run the doctorate in health psychology, so I'm kind of excited.
So overall, this event really is for everyone of all ages and all circumstances. You're all welcome to come, and if you're busy, which obviously we know some people are, then you can drop in for 10 minutes or you can drop in for 2 hours. Like, it is completely up to you. And as I said, a lot of the talks are repeated, and those drop-ins run for the entire event as well, so nothing is too much of a time constraint for you. And I think it is important for me to stress that it is such a chilled vibe. You do not have to worry. If it is something that you are strongly considering or you're only just thinking about, it's worth going, because that information is there readily available to you and it's really easy to access. So thank you very much for watching, and if you want to know any more information about the postgraduate courses we run at Staffs, then just check out our website, because everything is on there. Find out when our next open event is as well if you fancy coming along. And yeah, thank you for watching. Join me for my next postgraduate chapter. Bye!